Yeah, search and rescue. You haven't seen a black dog knocking about anywhere, have you? While you've been sat?
Black dog.
But have you?
Oh, there was. Yeah. It came here and it chased the ducks.
That's what we're looking for. I'm going to talk you through the sort of process of this. So we've been having a chat already. Benji here, well, for a start, he's a black dog, so it's going to be tricky to find. But they have lost him behind a large Sports Direct warehouse. It's the main one in the country, I believe. And he's in this area here, or at least I think he is. So we've started chatting. Graham, who is one of the admins on here and the owners, has asked for the postcode of the area. That is very important to a drone, especially professionally registered drone pilots like myself, because drone search and rescue is made up of volunteer pilots. Some are professional, some are hobbyists. As a professional, even though I'm doing this on a voluntary basis, I still have to follow all the rules and regulations and things. It's not as strict as doing it on a paid sort of cinematography job, but I treat it as if it is one, which means having visual line of sight, not letting the drone go a certain distance from myself, things like that. It basically boils down to I can search a 1 kilometre circle with me stood at the centre of it, if you will, in all directions. So if you're ever a pilot yourself or you want to become one, what you need to do is find out the postcode for a start, because you need to put that on your health and safety documentation, and you can put that into Google Maps, and then you can find the grid references for longitude, latitude and things like that, because you have to put all that in. But also, obviously, you can look at the satellite view, and you can, if you right click on the satellite view, you can actually draw a line, a 1 kilometre line. So therefore I've got this circle here, we've got this area here, and if I maybe stand, so I know if I stand somewhere in the middle on this, maybe this path here, and I draw 1 kilometre, 500 metres either side of me, and up and down, that's where I can fly. And then if I want to search anywhere different, then I'll have to physically move myself and my body to another area that's like outside of that 1 kilometre I've already searched, and search again, and so on and so on and so on. So you have to land and physically move yourself. Just because your drone can go further than 500 metres away from you doesn't mean you should, ever, because it's illegal. Anyway, so that's why we've asked for all this information, which is down here. So we know the postcode, we know the area. So what I'm doing right now is doing a quick visual inspection and a survey of the area, because you can't fly within a certain distance of buildings or objects or people or cars or whatever that are outside of your direct control. We've got the longitude and latitude down on the bottom here, which is going to go on my paperwork in a minute. And then from there we can just do, say, measure distance from there to, say, there. Right, here we go. So we've got a screen print of that, and I'm going to have a red zone here around the left side of your screen here, to say that I can't fly here. Now, it's not to say I legally can't fly here, because obviously I'm licensed, but I'd have to actually speak to Sports Direct and tell them there's a drone in the area. Are you okay with that? Do you need to sign any health and safety forms? That kind of a thing, which in this instance we're not going to do, because that's kind of overkill. And we know that the owners are going to be looking around the housing estates and around the industrial areas and things around here, because, you know, the dog might make its way. It's likely the dog is going to make its way this way towards the buildings, the farm buildings, things like that, which obviously I can't fly over any of this, because you have to be 150 metres away, up and around, and not directly above buildings and things. So again, there's ways around that, speaking to the CAA and local business and local owners and stuff like that, but it's just easy to just not even touch that area. We've got a lake down here, which is very promising. Obviously the dog needs to drink. We've got lakes here, and we've got like maybe cesspools here or something, and it looks like a bit of a stream going around the top here. So that's going to be a priority for me, is checking along the riverbank here, because the dog's going to need to drink. Checking around the tree line, most likely, if I'm taking off from here, most likely over here, the sort of east side of the park here, because I can check around the tree lines here. So you might be sheltering there, and check the water to make sure it's not drinking. Then we've got farm buildings here and here. Now this isn't a very busy road at all, so I might be able to fly over the top of it as long as I can see there's no cars around, but it is probably likely that I'll just land, and on my second flight I'll drive along here somewhere, maybe round here or round here, and then you can take off from, you know, if there's find a footpath. Looks like there's some kind of footpath there. So maybe I can take off from here and kind of search the fields around here for the second flight, or my second 1 kilometre circle, if you will. But yeah, that's the basics of planning a flight. A lot more complicated than that. I'm just giving you top level stuff. So I'm going to do my paperwork now. The drone batteries, 2 of them are done. I'm waiting for the third and fourth one, and we'll get ourselves out there and try to help narrow down the search area, because it's likely we're not going to find a dog. We don't always find them with the drones, but it does help you narrow down the search area so that the ground teams who are walking around can actually, you know, zero in their search, and that's when the dog gets found. That's, in my experience, that's what happens. It's usually the ground teams that find the dog. I've been on a couple where, you know, some of the volunteers are like, oh, you didn't do anything. Well, it's like, no, yeah, but I just told you not to search. I tell you where not to search, so you know where to search, and then you find the dog. That's how it works if you're in a good team working together. So yeah, I guess cue the cinematic.
Let's take a walk and listen to the guitars, walking through the coast, dreaming under the stars. Hey baby, you're for a special life. That's why I want to stay with you tonight. Stay with you tonight. That's why I want to stay with you tonight. Stay with you tonight.
Right, okay, so we've arrived on site. The big lake turns out it's a fishing thing. I probably didn't point that out on the map before. There's no fishermen around, so that's good, which means we can fly the drone over the water without scaring the fish and hacking off the fishermen. But here we go. So there's a lake. We've just come in here at the lake, and we want to be heading roughly around there because that's going to give me the best chance of getting that whole area. This is the bad zone. Railway line, quite easy, so stay the right distance away from the railway line and stay in this sort of general area. Should be alright, and then maybe do that bit as well. But we're going to do a bit of a visual search as well. Yeah, search and rescue. You haven't seen a black dog knocking about anywhere, have you? Where have you been sat?
Black dog.
But, have you?
Oh, there was, yeah. Came here and it chased the ducks.
That's what we're looking for.
Wait.
What, yonder? That way?
Yeah.
Quite a while ago now.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah, must be an hour.
at least an hour ago.
Well, at least we've got a positive sighting, that's helpful. Okay.
Quite a nice looking little dog.
Yeah. Look,
Not as big as a Labrador anywhere near.
No.
something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, looks like it. I've only got those photos to go on at the moment, but
See it, we'll grab it.
yeah, please. I've got a lead on me as well, so we're just like a local voluntary organisation. We just, you know, walk around. I'm actually a professional drone pilot, so if you guys got any issues with me flying quite high up, don't disturb the fish, obviously. Yeah, you happy? Good. Right, so I've spoken to the fishermen, and they actually saw the dog about an hour ago, which is good. And it went down, sniffed around them for a bit, they're down there, chased some ducks and then buggered off this way. So, it's either gone that way towards the farmhouses, which I can't send the drone over, or it's got a little hidey hole round here. So instead of going to the middle bit, we're gonna go and send the drone around here because I can cover this ground quicker, this side of the park. Then they've advised me there's a couple more ponds that way to fish in. So I probably want to check that way, but they didn't see the dog go back the other way, so good news so far. And I can see on the map, and I can see it a bit in the distance here, I don't know if you can. Not quite, but right there's another pond. So I'm wondering, ooh, there's a sewer pipey thing over there. I'm wondering if it's found a hidey hole around here somewhere. So we need to do a visual inspection on foot and let the owner know about the positive sighting. And then we'll send the drone up and just kind of survey this area, sort of all this, and then down here as far as the road, and then take it from there. See, there's hay bales there that you could search under, but I don't want to trespass into the place. Okay. Alright, going over the road. I'll see you when we're up in the air.
We went hand in hand to surf the labyrinth that filled that night between love and dogs. I look at it, feeling for smile.
Okay, so the first lake, or second lake, I guess, down there is a bust. So you can't tell on camera, but this is quite a steep hill going up. As you can see, a bit of a waterfall-y type situation, kind of going blunk, 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 all down there. There's also bridges and things around here, so yeah, we're back to foot searching.
Hey baby, let's take a walk and listen to the guitars, walking through the quest, dreaming on the stars. Hey baby, you're from a special light. That's why I want to stay with you tonight. Stay with you tonight. That's why I want to stay with you tonight. Stay with you tonight. Stay with you tonight. Stay with you tonight. Stay with you.
Right, so first two bodies of water were bust. Gone up the waterfall, nothing. Don't know what else to really do. The woods are pretty dense around here, so I'm not going to be able to see anything from the drone, so I'm just going to basically walk around, do a ground search for them. But I think, by the way, if it is the same dog, I think it's headed towards the farm buildings and stuff and the cottages that are just on the outskirts of the thing as you drive in. And there's that field across that I showed you on camera that has a lot of sort of farm equipment, hay bales, all sorts of stuff that the dog could take shelter in. I'm not comfortable breaking and entering to get in, but it's up to the owners if they want to do that. But obviously if they maybe shout that I couldn't find anyone around to ask, so I did have a look, couldn't see anybody around, but if they're there and there's a person there, they could shout, say, come have a look around your yard. Most people are alright with that. I'm going to do one more aerial search at the top end of the park here, and I can't go much closer that way because of all the warehouses, and I might have to call it a day, but we'll see.
I like to move it, bit, bit.